Thank you, Chairwoman. Chairwoman Crystal Clark.
Present.
Vice Chair Julia Smith.
Present.
Stephen Brown. Pamela Shetka.
Present.
Dr. Bill Tollimer.
Present.
Lisa Ryan.
Present.
Jonathan Legister.
Present.
And Councilman Jeff Amara.
Here.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that present from the audience section. We have a new alternate by the name of Miss Lisa Ryan. Miss Ryan, would you please come up and introduce yourself?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Lisa Ryan, and I've been in education for over 21 years now. I've had two boys go through Rowe Palm Beach Elementary, and my older son went through Crestwood. And I'm just very excited to be here and a part of this advisory board, and looking forward to a great year.
Welcome.
Welcome. Okay, and now we will have our presentation by Principal Salter from Cypress Trails.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So thank you so much, Chairwoman Clark, for that very supportive introduction. I'm Bruce Salter, and I am the proud principal of Cypress Trails Elementary School, and it's my honor to showcase our school tonight and help you get to know a little bit more about some of the awesome things that we're doing. I've also brought some really awesome guests with me as well, and so I'm very looking forward to having them help me present tonight. So first, just to help you get to know our school a little bit more, we opened up in 1989, 1990. First started on the campus of H.L. Johnson Elementary while they were finishing building our school, and then we officially opened in January of 1990. We have approximately 450 students. We are a Title I elementary school, the only Title I elementary school in the village of Royal Palm Beach, with approximately 73% free reduced lunch. Our demographics break down with 37% of our families being Hispanic, 30% white, and 25% black of the three major demographic categories. 11% of our students are ESOL, English as a second oral language, and then also 9% of our students are recognized as students with disabilities. And one trait that makes us unique, but I think is pretty characteristic of schools in the village, and this just shows the staying power and how supportive our village is, but 71% of our teachers have 7+ years experience, and I think that's a powerful statistic. But I know we're not unique. I think most of our schools would have similar numbers. So once again, we are very proud to be an A-rated elementary school, and a couple of statistics about that is that we have now been an A for 4 consecutive years. Like I mentioned earlier, we're a Title I elementary school, but we're only one of 2 Title I schools that have been an A for 4 straight years. Also, we're really excited to announce that we have been recognized again as being a school of excellence by the Florida Department of Education. That honor is bestowed upon a school if they are either an A or a B, and they had to have been in the top 80th percentile of all schools for at least 2 out of the last 3 years. So this award has been around for 3 years, and we're proud to say that we have earned it all 3 years. And then some highlights from last year's scores is that we were able to maintain our ELA learning gains and low 25% learning gains. Our low 25% learning gains were 73%, and that's a statistics we're really proud of, and it just shows, and later on I'll talk about our Title I funds that we use, but we're very proud of that because that shows that we really are trying to hit and help every single student succeed. Also, our 3rd grade math is setting the tone for the next few years by having 80% of our third graders last year score a level 3 or higher on the FSA. But we have work to do. Like Mrs. Green shared at last month's meeting, we did take a little bit of a dive in science and in our math learning gains. So we came ready from day one this year to discuss and analyze, what occurred last year, and we've already put together what we feel is a really strong plan to address that. So that's going to be our focus for this year, is math and science. So our school improvement plan drives everything that we do. And so our goal is that if we deliver effective and relevant instruction to meet the needs of all students, then we will increase reading on grade level by grade 3. That was our improvement plan goal last year, but we recognized the need to continue growing in math and science. So we added and increase achievement and learning gains within math and science. What that allows us to do as a Title I school is to then take our Title I dollars and invest them more into not just reading, but now math and science as well. So our intended outcome is that we, though focusing on the district's strategic plan, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but that target of 75% for the district by the end of next year, 2021, we are still focusing on that number, and our goal is to increase by 6% in grade 3. So our Title I school-wide plan aligns with our school improvement plan, but it's a separate plan that we write in order to hold ourselves accountable, in order to show that we're using our Title I dollars efficiently and for the interest of our students. So first, and the best place to invest Title I dollars is in positions. So we have a full-time reading resource teacher, but we use that teacher to invest in K through 2 reading interventions. We also have daytime academic tutors. This is a 6-month position that officially starts in November, and we have 1 reading tutor and 1 math tutor. Both are former retired teachers who want to come back and work part-time in the district. And we utilize them very strategically. We work with our teachers, we analyze student data, and last year we were able to say that every single student who was either not proficient or who was slipping from the year before was able to get either work with the daytime tutor or with a teacher during before or after school, or they were getting some type of intervention support during the day. And that's a wonderful addition that we were able to make. Also, like I mentioned, we have morning and afternoon tutors as well, which are the teachers themselves, and that is another wonderful way that we utilize our Title I dollars. Also, supplies. We need to continue to improve our classroom libraries, make them relevant to current topics that we teach. I'm excited to share with you our literacy curriculum shortly, and you'll see how that has a great need. But also we want to be sure that our classroom libraries are diverse, that they represent those demographics that we shared earlier. Also, phonics, word work as well is very important. Those are interventions that we use, especially in K2. Communication folders is key. Those go home with students every single day, and it's a way that we can communicate with parents, but also help students start to learn to become organized. And then technology as well. When the money is there, we're able to invest even more in technology, along with having district technology that they support for the whole entire district. Professional development, we utilize a lot of our funds to help teachers over the summer, especially because our campus has been closed the last 2 summers, so teachers haven't had any access at all to their classrooms due to renovations and the refresh project. So we need to be sure that teachers can still go to trainings over the summer and yet not have as much time dedicated because during preschool when their contract days start, because they haven't had a chance to touch their rooms at all. So I really wanted to make that a priority to be sure teachers felt supported so that they can continue to go to workshops. Also, common planning during the summer. So we utilize funds to be sure that teachers were able to get together and plan over the summer. And then a big one that we do is that we utilize substitutes during the year. When we can get them, we always have backup plans if we don't get enough, but we utilize very optimistically that we can, on a given day, have all the teachers on a grade level out with a substitute so that those teachers can work together. And one thing that we're doing more of this year in math and science is we're now going to bring in district support. We had brought in support for reading, but now we're going to utilize those opportunities to have district support come and plan and do professional development with our teachers. Other things that we're able to do, and this is new for this year, adding that focus for science, is we're able to now provide field trips. And I'm excited to share more with that later on, but we're able to take field trips to Lion Country Safari, have them come to us as well, but also other STEM outreach programs around the county as well. Family involvement is an essential, a required piece of Title I. So we just had our family game night, which I think we'll be sharing pictures of that in the regional presentation a little bit later. Our STEM night is an awesome event where we partner with South Florida Science Center, and then also our literacy night, which we were able last year to plan personalized opportunities for parents to select from a menu of workshops. So depending on the age of their children, the needs of their child, we were able to have a nice menu of workshops for them to rotate and attend last year. So that was Title I. Along with academically, though, we really believe strongly in having our three expectations are safe, respectful, responsible. So one way to measure this is through our school district's questionnaire survey. So the first set of results that I want to share is through our staff. We need to be sure that our staff is supported. Happy teachers teach happy children, and happy children yields learning. So the first one, school administrators expect teachers to differentiate to meet the needs of students. 100% of our teachers last year said yes, and they answered that positively. I'm proud of that, because that means as a first-year principal, expectations are that we expect that our teachers are putting students' needs first. So my assistant principal, who you meet later, and I are very, very proud of that. Also 100%, teachers are held responsible for providing rigorous classroom instruction. Once again, very proud because that's expectations. And the school is an inviting work environment, 97% positive response there. And the last one, I'm satisfied being a teacher at this school, 95% positive response. So I'm very, very proud of that. You know, my assistant principal and I feel it all the time, but I like to measure things. I just don't like to go on feeling. So this is data that definitely reinforces our plan that we're doing. The parent version. Parents said the school has high expectations for students. 98% of parents responded positively to that. I feel that my child is safe at school. 98% replied positively. My child cares about school. 98% positive response. And there is at least one adult at school who knows my child well. 97% positive response. So that's coming from our parents. That just, that I can't express how much that means to us. And the last one is students. This is our fifth graders. Mind you, they're fifth graders, but we are working really strong to be sure that they have a voice, not just one time a year, but all year long. So these are going to be a little bit lower, but I'm still proud of these responses, and we are going to work to try to be sure that they're there. But still, I feel socially accepted. 92% of our fifth graders said that. You don't know what a child is going through in that moment in time, but for 92% of them to respond positively to that is powerful. Teachers provide classwork that is academically challenging. 87% positive response. I feel safe at school. 83%. It's not where I want it to be, but 83% from a fifth grader in that moment in time, it's not bad. And if I need to, I can talk to at least one adult about personal problems, 82%. So those last two are ones that we definitely want higher, and we have others that I didn't share that weren't as high as we want, and that's why tonight we're excited to announce a new initiative that we're doing to try to give our students more of a voice early instead of just one survey in the spring when it's too late for us to do anything by the time we get these results. So that's something we're excited to share. Next, I want to share with you our update on your tax dollars at work. We have been very lucky and fortunate to be in the first wave of the district's refresh project, the penny sales tax. So I'm just going to show you a quick video here of some of the work that was done this summer. All right, so I'm going to narrate because I don't think that's coming through, is it? Oh, can you all hear it? Okay. All right, so essentially our school had gone untouched for about 27, 28 years. Little improvements here or there, but our bones are good, but we needed upgrades. So over the course of the last 2 years, brand new flooring, brand new bathrooms, brand new ceiling tiles, brand new, this year, next, brand new furniture. Which we are very lucky to work with the district who have received a furniture budget. As you'll see on the left side there, our students can now write on their desks. Some of the teachers were a little reluctant to share that, but I love it because I can walk into a classroom and see work that I wasn't able to see before. Students doing work on the computer instead of wasting paper. They're able to just write on their desk and work out their work. Teachers can use it as an effective monitoring tool. So it was really a nice upgrade that we went with. But also the technology we're using on the right, that's funded through the penny tax as well. So that was a great, a wonderful bonus that we received, along with all the work of the air conditioning being totally redone. They're working on the parking lot. That'll be a winter break project. The LED lighting is coming in waves. But we're really excited, and that just shows that all of you who voted for that, the district, the county, that just shows how much we care and place an importance on our students. So thank you for that. All right, in case some of you were wondering or maybe doing the math in your head, we are celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. So we're going to take it back to the 90s. So we're really excited because we want to try to help our students understand what was it like in 1989, 1990 when our school opened. So one of the activities we're going to have is a 90s door decorating contest. As soon as we announced this, teachers were already emailing us like, I want Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, or I want Captain Planet. And so we went ahead and started a spreadsheet from day one, even though we're not going to do this until January. But it's going to be really exciting. We're going to have a 90s dress-up day. We're also going to do a Guess Who from 1990, so try to get teachers to find a photo of themselves from approximately 1990 and do like a Guess Who wall. But also we're going to have a community ceremony. So our target date is Saturday, February 1st, but I didn't want to publicly put that out there yet because we still need to have another meeting or two with stakeholders who are invested in this project to finalize that date. But we've already reached out to local businesses this summer, and we've gotten some donations. What we'd like to do is focus on the outside of our school, because the inside of our school is beautiful. We have wonderful murals from a local artist and with all those renovations, but the outside of our school is naturally beautiful. But there's definitely a need for some things. So we're going to keep working on that, but definitely I will share that with you at an upcoming meeting once we have a date solidified. We'd like to do a ceremony to recognize and welcome back anybody who wants to, but also maybe have like a day of giving back to our school and do some service on campus. Okay, so now initiatives for this year. The first one, always got to come back to this, along with our school improvement plan. It drives what we do as a school, and that's our 5-year strategic plan. There's 2 of them that align specifically to elementary school. So the first one is that 75% district goal by 2021 for 3rd grade reading on grade level. And the other one is ensure high school readiness. This one, though, encapsulates math, science, behavior, attendance. So it kind of just puts all of those other categories into one. So everything we do really revolves around that as well. So the first thing that I'd like to share is that this is an initiative that we took on as a pilot several years ago, but we're now fully invested K-5, and that is in content-based literacy. And in K through 3, we utilize a program called Core Knowledge Language Arts. We call it CKLA. And each unit, each domain is what we call them, has a topic that is focused around science, social studies, and then also literature, and that's how we get in our literature standards. So in kindergarten, a couple of the topics, and I have a couple of topics for every grade level, are Native Americans and the 5 senses, just to name a few. First grade, 2 of theirs are global citizens and astronomy. Second grade, cycles in nature and fighting for a cause. And in 3rd grade, light and sound and colonial America. So it really brings in the district, specifically picks these domains based on the social studies and science standards for that grade level. And then in 4th and 5th grade, we've expanded into using another content-based literacy program called EL, Expeditionary Learning. And for example, in 5th grade this year, I know it's kind of hard to see, but the 4 topics that they're working on, they're called modules. The first one is stories of human rights. It is powerful to walk into these 4th and 5th grade rooms and to see them diving into authentic text. And we're talking about like primary sources as well. So for example, they read the Declaration of Human Rights and used that as a primary source as a part of this module. But also it's infused with writing and infused with technology, where students are creating presentations on poetry, for example, in 4th grade. Another one in 5th grade is biodiversity in the rainforest. That really hits science standards. Also, this is a really cool one. I'll be spending a lot of time in 5th grade when this one comes around. Athlete leaders of social change. So learning about Jackie Robinson, but other athletes who might not be as known, but who have made an impact socially. And then the last one is the impact of natural disasters. And that one's also going to have a social, economic twist to it as well. I won't steal too much thunder from Chief Kitzrow, but we do place a strong emphasis on safety and security. So the new measure this year is the Fortify Florida app. The first week of school, we did a presentation for all of our 3rd through 5th graders and taught them about how to use this app. Also shared it with parents and we've really been promoting this on how to use it, but also how to use it responsibly. And it really goes back to if you see something, you hear something, you say something. But we also have more localized structures in place. And our school counselor is here tonight. She does an awesome job of being able to give students more local, less intensive ways to report for less intensive actions that are happening or things that are, happening around school. And now I get to bring up some guests. So the first two guests that are going to come up is our assistant principal, Lauren Hall, and our SAI teacher, reading intervention teacher, Teresa Ventriglio. They're going to share with you about a program that we started this year from the district called Morning Meeting. We placed a really strong emphasis on social-emotional learning this year. Some of that data we got from our fifth graders last year made us realize we need to invest in this, but not just in fifth grade. So we're investing in it all the way starting at kindergarten. So I'm going to hand the microphone over to them.
You can tell where our students are. Okay. Good evening. Thank you for having us. We're very excited to be here. I feel very small. Those of you that know me, I'm usually in really tall heels, but those of you in a school center know rainy day dismissals are really fun, so I broke those today. So ready to go. We're going to go ahead and talk about our morning meeting, which is an initiative we took on today to really just help to give the kids a sense of community, not only with their fellow classmates, but also with their teachers. So we'll go ahead and we have some fun samples for you to see as well. Okay, so for social emotional skills and school success, research links that social emotional learning has a very high connection to student success in the classroom. 23% gain in social emotional skills, 9% gain in attitudes about self, others, and school, 9% gain in pro-social behavior, an 11% gain on academic performance, which are going to be your grades and your test scores, math, reading. And then it also reduces the risk for failures, with 9% having a difference in problem behaviors and 10% difference in bringing down the amount of emotional distress. So I'm going to let Mrs. Ventriglio talk a little bit. She was our videographer, and she went through, well, don't judge the video skills, but she does a great job of going in and assisting teachers. She is our lead for the program, and she helps them in any way. So she pinpointed a few of our favorites to share with you.
Good evening. There are 4 components to the morning meeting, which is the backbone for our social emotional learning program. The first one that you're going to see is the greeting. When we walk in a room, we say good evening or good morning, and we expect that, and we want our children to get that too, from each other and from our teachers as well. So I'm going to try to click this. Mrs. Hall, come back. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Just so you know, was not staged, really. I was going in to pick up my students, and this is what goes on. This is natural. I saw the teachers greeting their students. I said, good thing I had my phone. Let me kind of take it out on video. So this is what we do at Cypress Trails. What a great opportunity to get to know our students, to make the students feel comfortable with each other, and build relationships, obviously. So the next one is the morning meeting activity. So that's the next component. There's sharing. We have sharing activity as part of our morning meeting. This one is our morning meeting activity. This is a first grade class. Can't hear it.
Just barely.
With their eyes closed, and that person is gonna say hello, greeting you guys in a different voice, and you gotta guess whose voice it is. I'm ready. Ready. Stand up. To guys say he knows he's very smart. Turn around. Eyes closed. No peeping. No peeping. Who do you think this person is? Are you sure? This is, so turn around, open your eyes. It's gonna be time to go to fine arts in a minute.
I don't know if you caught that, but he said, I want to go again. Can we do this again? But and the teacher said, no, it's time for fine arts. So that's our morning meeting activity. That was from a first grade classroom. And the last component is morning message. Morning message gives a teacher an opportunity to embed some academics into the morning meeting in general. So this is a fourth grade classroom.
Message. As we always do, there may be some mistakes in my writing, right? Let's practice. So let's listen to this quote. A friend loves at all times. Do you believe that? No. I do. I think that if you're a true friend, even if you're upset about something with that person, you still love them, right? And you'll get over that, right? So let's all take a seat so we can all see behind. Thoughtful Thursday. Thoughtful is misspelled, right? Who can tell me how thoughtful is spelled? Is a question. All right, let's see what some of us responded. Funny, smart, fast. Kind, happy, smart. Honesty, very good. Humor. Who said honesty? Friendly, nice, smart. Nice, understanding, and caring. Being nice to others, being kind, and being responsible. Being trustworthy, being kind, and being helpful. Being nice.
So at Cypress Trails, we're trying to have our students build relationships. We are trying to have our students show some empathy for each other. And so that's one of the outcomes of our SEL, our social emotional learning. And we, as teachers, we practice during our professional development days, and we do it during our PLC, professional learning communities, opportunities where we can plan for our morning meeting, and during our faculty meetings too. So we receive plenty of professional development on our morning meeting.
So what have you seen so far? What are the differences? What have you noticed? I mean, it's probably pretty overt, right? What have you noticed so far?
Some of the biggest is just the decrease in the severe behaviors that we were experiencing. You know, you always have those certain cases where those children need a little extra love, a little extra intervention, and some of ours have turned into such success stories. So last year they had a very difficult time with physical aggression or being very unkind to their peers, and now it's constantly checking on them, and they're having great days, they're building relationships with their classmates, and those behaviors are just decreasing. Their academics, we're closing their gap for achievement. A lot of those children that had the issues behaviorally or emotionally were also below academically. Now they're on task, they're making connections with their peers, with their teachers, and their academics are starting to flourish. So it's just an overall really big success that we're very, very proud of, and we can't wait to see how it goes for the rest of the year.
Congratulations, it's a nice
Thank
program.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, centered around social emotional learning, but now really targeting in on our 4th and 5th graders. And I'm going to invite up Mrs. Karina Egyptiako. She's our school counselor. Also, she's working with our more of your tax dollars at work is voted on by the referendum. Each school has a behavioral health professional, and that is Miss Michaela Kress. She couldn't make it tonight, but the two of them are the co-sponsors of our Safe Schools Ambassadors, which is a group of 4th and 5th graders that were selected to be upstanders from their classes. And I'm going to let Mrs. Egyptiaco tell you a little bit about it, and then we have some of our ambassadors here tonight to give you some firsthand experiences.
All right, good evening, everyone. We started looking at the Safe School Ambassador program last year when it came to our attention that it was available through the district to be trained in this area to lead our students as Safe School Ambassadors. And we were very excited. Mr. Salter wonderfully and Ms. Hall said, yes, let's do it. So we started it this year, and teachers chose who they thought would fit the description. And so we have a few of those here tonight, a few of our students. Here we have a student. We have our whole group in the picture, and that's 4th and 5th grade. So we have about 3 to 4 representatives in each class. And what we would like for them to do is, when they are, if you look at the slide, they are to intervene when they observe instances of mistreatment. And these students don't have to break up physical fights, but are trained to prevent fights by using a set of high-level communication skills that are named supporting, reasoning, balancing, distracting, directing, active listening, and getting help. So this involves training. Obviously, the children don't always have those skills, and that's what we're training them to do, to use then in their classrooms, to be able to be kind of like that quiet support for the person maybe that's being mistreated or that is being left alone, or they're the ones that are really paying attention to the kids in their classroom and trying to help keep the peace in their classrooms. And so we are really excited because a lot of our ambassadors are also safety patrols, and so we've had day-long trainings to help them get ready. And so we wanted to share a little bit about what they're doing and how it's kind of trickling down to other grades as well. So if I could please have Amanda and David and Isaiah please come up. And so each one has a little something different to share. So we would like to start with Amanda's going to go ahead and share a little bit about her experience and what we wish to accomplish through the Safe School Ambassadors.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm a Safe School Ambassador, and I'm a safety patrol. So basically, as you can see in this picture, I'm holding up a poster that says self-love, because I think that self-love is very important, because not only to love your friends and your family, but also to love yourself. Sorry, a little nervous. That all the 3rd graders, Miss E told me that the 3rd graders actually wanted to join in a group for ambassadors. And I think that next year it's going to be very good, and there's going to be a lot of kids that want to be an ambassador, and I think it's going to turn out really well for the school to not only help improve grades, because a good mindset equals good grades and good thinking, that everybody is kind to each other, and that everybody is kind and they love their self and everybody else, and prevent no bullying. And yeah, it's really important to me, and I'm super thankful and grateful that I'm able to be in this program. Yes.
You did great. I did want to highlight quickly before we continue, the children know that we're starting this initiative in social-emotional learning, and these 3rd graders that kind of came up to the principal just on their own, and they said, we want to be able to start a no bullying club, and we want to be able to do something in our grade. And so, of course, we embrace that. And, when you let children do what they have in their hearts and minds, you see they can accomplish much, a lot of times more than us adults. So if we just let them loose and let them, unlock the door, they will walk through it and they will lead us. So we wanted to give them an opportunity as leaders to lead then the next grade that is really excited. They made a list. They have a whole bunch of kids that are interested in this no bullying and so we're making posters, which we're going to put up all around the school. These are only the initiators of the 3rd grade, plus our ambassadors that are here tonight. We have over 30 children that are interested in doing this, so this is a great start. So now I would like to invite Isaiah, because as I noted before in the other slide, they have certain skills that they are learning to use. And so those skills that they use, for example, reasoning, distracting, those are skills. For example, the one that he'll give you an example of is that he's been able to use is to be able to distract. When someone is having maybe like an argument or they're not getting along or you see it escalating, how as an ambassador can I kind of help bring that down? So he has had some great experiences from the get-go that he's been able to tell us, not just at school, but outside of school. So I'll let him share.
I'm Isaiah. I am a Safe School Ambassador. I'm very excited to be one. It was, I think, 3 weeks ago. I was at a bounce house on Friday. Pretty fun, but I saw some kids fighting. I knew, because they were kind of small, they were like probably 4th grade, and I knew that they'd like Fortnite, so I said, everybody guys, look, it's Fortnite over there. They all stopped fighting, and they went over there. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, and so he's seen that as well at school, and that's what we're trying to help them learn, is to be able to diffuse situations. And so they're learning that, and he learned that right away. He was using it in a practical way right from the beginning. Mm-hmm. All right, thank you very much, Isaiah. Then we have Mr. David, and he is David Fernandes. Oh, here you go. You can see him. And we would love for him, when the children are stationed at different parts of the school as safety patrols, but being a safe school ambassador as well, part of our training was how to be safe, how to be kind leaders. And so Mr. Salter was able to see him one morning just fist bumping kids and just, getting them excited. So we were going to let him share a little bit about why he's doing that and what he hopes to accomplish by doing this kind of activity in the morning.
Hi, my name is David Fernandes. I am an ambassador and I am the safety patrol. So I started giving fist bumps because as I saw kids having a frown, I started to think what way to make them happier than giving fist bumps. So one day I was eating breakfast, the day I always give fist bumps, but I couldn't because I didn't want to get up pretty much. So the kid right here, he was all sad from the beginning of the school day. So when I was eating breakfast, instead of me coming up to him, he came up to me and gave me the fist bump.
So that is what we're really striving to help children accomplish, to not just come to school to learn, but also teach them how to be better people and how to care for each other, and so that can carry on, not only in elementary school, but in middle school, where it gets even more tough, and in high school. And so hopefully with this initiative, we're able to see a group we have 400 and over 50 students. If we can encourage them to go out then and continue on into the schools they go to, we can see a big change, we believe, in our area. So thank you very much for letting us share.
Councilman Hamera, you may need them at a council meeting once in a while, right?
Absolutely. You're all available.
They'd be very valuable.
That's right. Fist bumps for change. And the last part of our presentation tonight is another initiative that we are continuing this year, but enhancing, and that is our partnership with Lion Country Safari. So it's my pleasure to introduce you to the education manager, Mrs. Kristen Kelly, and she's going to talk to you about Lion Country Safari and the way that they partner with us, because that's one of our major initiatives as an E-STEM choice school. E standing for environmental. There's no better organization to partner with than Lion Country Safari, and we have really taken it to the next level this year.
Good evening, everybody. I wanted to go ahead and congratulate you guys. You guys are doing so good, and I can tell you from a professional standpoint, what you're doing right now, that simple changes that you're doing throughout your school is going to do great leaderships wherever you go. So always keep that mentality, no matter how hard it may get. always make sure that you're being kind and you're setting an example for everybody, okay? But you're doing great, thank you. I am Kristen Kelly. I am the Education and Outreach Manager at Lion Country Safari. I've been with Lion Country Safari for about 13 years. And I want to let you know, for over 50 years, we've been open since 1967. We have been huge advocates for education and conservation. This year, Cypress Trails and Lion Country Safari wanted to partner together to find more unique ways to be able to enhance the STEM learning experience that the students are doing. And we also wanted to use that experience not only to do more STEM hands-on projects, but also to get them to be advocates for wildlife and conservation, because these are going to be our next generations of leaders sitting right here. Over the past several months, I can tell you that our wonderful team with Cypress Trails and at the park have been working many hours to brainstorm all these creative ideas, because at the end of the day, we want learning to be fun. I know it's really difficult for a lot of the kids to come into the classroom, and the teachers can't really break away from their curriculum. They have to teach to certain standards. So we are trying to figure out ways to make this learning experience more creative for them and to kind of bring them into that fun enhancement. So what we decided to do is we decided to do more hands-on activities that incorporates Lion Country to give them that connection with our wildlife. So these students, we do an adopt an animal program where each grade level in each classroom is able to adopt an animal at Lion Country. And it's not just like our big animals like our giraffes and rhinos. Like some of the students are picking some of our hoof stock, like a Scimitar oryx, or they're picking a wildebeest. And what we do is we take that animal and we incorporate that into their lessons, such as math and reading, and they're able to use that animal. Another thing we do is lunch with the keeper, which is very excited for our wildlife staff too, but the keepers actually get to come out, they get to have lunch with these students that are doing really good in school, and they just get to sit down for an hour and talk back and forth about the different things. And it's so exciting, not only for the students, but I have to tell you, when we signed up our keepers for this, we had a huge list of all of our keepers that were so excited to sit with these students. Another thing is, I'm sure that we all know, is we do job shadowing with the students. We pick the best students if they're working really hard and they're doing good in their grades and they're being A students and they're being great leaderships within their school. We do job shadowing where we'll be able to bring them behind the scenes. They'll be able to work one-on-one with our staff, and they'll be able to kind of see what we do. Another thing that I do have to credit Cypress Trails for is they're implementing a school-wide field trip. And I'm sure, as you all know, like when you look back at school, I'm sure the last thing you think about is like, oh, you know, sitting in that math class, learning about algebra. You think about your field trips. You think about how exciting it was for you to go out to those field trips, and those are the things that are going to sit with you. So what do? Cypress Trails, they understand the importance of enhancing that learning experience through field trips. So these kids are able to come out, connect one-on-one with those animals that they're learning about in that classroom, those animals that they adopted into that classroom, and they're able to implement that and have that connection, and they're able to point out which animal is Cupid, or which is our giraffe. Another one is our brand new baby rhino that we just had. His name is Bash. So they'll be able to point out and be like, oh, that's Bash over here, and we know such and such this, we know how much he weighs. So these are all super exciting ways, not just to put conservation in there, but also to do STEM environment learning. And STEM is such a great thing, and we want to make sure we're setting our students up for success with this. I'm sure, as we all know, a lot of the STEM careers in Palm Beach County, we're growing. We want to make sure our kids are successful, and Lion Country Safari is working hard to establish themselves as a STEM facility, especially for these students coming out of the workforce. We want to make sure that these pipelines are growing for these students. And I want you to know that these small changes are not only going to benefit the students here, but they're also going to benefit our local communities by us working together, by us building these partnerships. And it's going to help pave the way for our future generations. I want you to know that we need to continue as adults to lead by example. And I'm sure all of us in here know that. And I know sometimes these tiny little impacts might not seem like they're working, but they are. These impacts are going to lead to greater things. And I just want to let you know the importance of that. And I want to thank Cypress Trails for all of the hard work and dedication. This school is phenomenal, and they've been doing so well in the community with their initiatives, with their STEM, and with all their kids. So we're very excited to be partners with you all today. Thank you.
And the last slide is if you would like to continue connecting with us, we do have a Facebook page. You can just search for @CypressTrailsElementary. And then also we are very active on Twitter as well, @CTES Lions. So that is it for tonight. So thank you for giving us this platform. And we are very proud to be Lions. It's very fitting we have that partnership with Lion Country Safari. It would only make sense, but we're very, very proud.
Very good, very good. Thank you so much, Principal Salter. We all good here? Okay, next we have the Palm Beach County School District School Police Chief, Rowe. Come on down.
I was just thinking that's our future chiefs right there. I was listening to them with their presentations. Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. It's always hard following up, a presentation like that it's so positive, and then I come up and have to talk about security. And so I'll do the best I can to keep it as positive as I can. I'm really proud of the things that we're doing as a district. And so before I get into my remarks, I really just want to take for a moment when you hear all the great things and you see all the enthusiasm and all the things that are going on in schools and all across our district, it really reminds us of the importance of what it is that we contribute every day by providing opportunities for students to be safe and do the things that they really love to do. And so I tell you, we don't take that for granted for a moment. That is an important part of everything that we do every single day. So I'm just going to take about 15 minutes or so and just catch you up on a few of the things and answer whatever questions you all have, and hopefully we'll stay on the positive side of things. So as the police chief, by the way, my name is Frank Kitzerow. I'm the police chief for the Palm Beach County School District Police Department. I've been in this job about 15 months or so, and I will tell you some days it's the longest 5 years of my life. And prior to that, I was a police chief in Jupiter for 13 years. And before that, I spent the majority of my career in the Washington, D.C. area in a place called Fairfax County, Virginia. And so I've been in this profession for a very long period of time. But I will tell you up front, this is probably the most important thing that I've ever done in terms of helping to protect these children and keeping them safe. I don't think most people realize, we look at our elementary school here today, but the district has over 200 schools, and now counting the charters as well, the charter schools as well, spread out over 2,300 square miles and over 200,000 students. And we literally move a city every single day. We pick them up in the morning, and we move an entire city, we bring them onto our campuses. And when I talk about what the bus drivers do, for example, if you add up all the miles that our bus drivers drive, I think it's equal to about 30 trips back and forth to the moon every year. And so I call those folks the moon and back people. We serve over 3 million meals a year, and so there's a lot of things that go along with running the district. And so really proud to be part of this team. In terms of safety and security, I will tell you a couple of things. I wear two hats. I'm not only the police chief, but I'm also what they call the school safety specialist as required by Senate Bill 7030, which is the Stoneman-Douglas Act. Okay, as such, I do what you would imagine a police chief does. It's the same, the school district police department is the same as any other police department in terms of our responsibilities. But in addition, as a school safety specialist, I have to ensure that charter schools follow along with their safety protocols. I have to ensure there's a certain number of drills conducted every year and all the particulars relating to Senate Bill 7030. So I can tell you that that is a pretty demanding job. And so one of the things that's really interesting is every school, we're required to complete what they call an FSAT, a Florida School Safe Assessment Tool for every school. And I told you how many schools there are. I didn't tell you that each school, we have to complete 150 pages of information and checklists and things for every single school. in this district. I'm glad to say we have that done. We have it done in time, and we're submitting it to the state. We just presented my report to the school board, I think just last week or the week before. Yeah, thank you. And so that's really an important piece. As you see behind me, I didn't bring a PowerPoint. I kind of just bought these boards because I know them by heart. I live them every day. So everyone thinks that school safety is really just putting an officer on every campus, which we do. We, since day one, have had a sworn law enforcement officer on every single campus, including charter schools in this district. And we continue to do so right up until today, and now we're starting to integrate some of the Senate Bill 7030 certified security guards into the charter school systems as well. So, but it's more than that. It's prevention, it's intervention, it's diversion, it's safety, it's security, it's all these components you see behind me. It's unified command, reunification, training. It's a very, very complicated process. I'm very proud to say that in the last 15 months, I've hired 130 new police officers. And so that was quite an undertaking. Thank you so much. This is my #1 fan right here. Why don't you come up here and help me with this? And so we've hired 130 new police officers in the last 15 months. And the funding for that, in large part, comes from the referendum that was passed with a 72% approval rating by the county residents, which I'm so grateful for. And so we obviously deploy them in a multitude of situations. And so I wanted to spend the last couple of minutes of my time talking about prevention, intervention, and diversion. That's where we spend the majority of our time. So when you look at safety and security on this board behind me, I put a big X on that piece right there. And that is, that X represents to me a day that a potential catastrophic event can occur at our schools. So we like to say that we're working to the left of the X. That's where we spend the majority of our time. And in the prevention arena, for example, having an officer on every single campus, building relationships, interacting with these children, having the same kind of relationship that, you know, and the appreciation that we have right here. And it goes on every single day. From that, we foster strong relationships, but we also take the time to train children what to do, when to do it, how to do it, you know, so that we all work together as part of the safety plan. When people ask me, what is school safety? I'm school safety. They're school safety. Everyone in this room is school safety. You're all school safety. And when we all own it, it makes it a whole lot better for the environment. What I'm really thrilled about that we heard here tonight is this is a long-term commitment. And ultimately, we will want to get to is that safety plays a secondary role to education. Right now, it's the other way around. And so when you think about this, I know we've all flown on a plane. We can all give the safety briefing, right? You sit in your seat, your life jacket's underneath there, you know, you get a loss of cabin pressure, the oxygen mask comes down, you know what to do. What I want to get to eventually with our children is, that's not so frightening for them. When it's in the middle, when you're in the middle school and high school environments, it's not as frightening. Now, we saw that part of that tonight. When you listen to the presentation that was done here, 98% of our parents feel safe about their children in school. By the way, 2 parts of safety, being safe and feeling safe. 98% felt good, okay? When you ask the children, 83% felt safe. That to me is a remarkable number. And so part of that safety is we know they're safe, we want them to feel safe. So we work pretty heavy on that in prevention. In terms of intervention, as a matter of fact, we learned about Fortify Florida. As I'm sitting in the audience, I'm getting Fortify Florida app notifications from some of our different schools about potential threats. We partner law enforcement officers with mental health workers, and we take every single one of these threats seriously, and we look at it from a holistic approach, meaning that law enforcement looks at the criminal aspects, the mental health workers help us deal with the people that are involved. And in the end, we develop very strong safety plans. And we're out in the middle of the night And we'll, like for example, I know tonight we're going to be out in the middle of the night with some things that are working. So that by the time the sun comes up every morning and we're getting ready for school, we know the status of our schools moving into the next day, and we're not going to be bringing children onto these campuses if there's an outstanding threat to any of these schools. So it's a pretty daunting task, okay? And that's some of the stuff that goes on in intervention. In terms of diversion, we hold these kids accountable, and so, but it has to be a balance. For future, for colleges, for those types of things. We don't want to be soft on crime, but we also want to recognize that if we're truly going to change the future and build a strong future, we have to work with these children, these kids who sometimes, I don't know how they arrive at the decision-making process they do, but they do. And so we have to remember that we were all young once. Well, some of you still are, and that we did, we made mistakes as well. So by working in prevention, intervention, and diversion, and focusing a great deal of our attention in those arenas, we stay to the left of the X. Now, hopefully, we never have to arrive at that day, but I want to reassure you that we have a very strong toolbox. And if something were to happen, and I hope it never does, and we have to open that toolbox, we're ready, we're trained, and we're capable of dealing with it. So, again, I'd like to go back to what we started out with, and that was a great, upbeat presentation by these students, and leave you with the fact that we recognize the importance of everything that we do so that these young people and our principals and our staff and our teachers can have every opportunity to make a great impact on our future. So that's all I have for you this evening, and be more than happy to answer any questions if you have them.
I've got one, Frank, I'll tell you. I live over here in Madison Green. We had an incident at Crestwood Middle School a couple weeks ago,
Yes.
and they were fabulous, as they always are in their school systems, but the parents around me were absolutely insane. They did everything wrong. Their response was not anything that would help any part of what you guys have in a plan. There's 1,500 families over there, and there's HL, there's Crestwood's here, we got Rowe Palm, right? It's just the educational system that you're doing to the children somehow has got to get to the parents. I mean, you have no more resources, but I'm just letting you know it was just very nerve-wracking for me to watch and listen to my neighbors and all the things they were trying to do, run to the school, drive, it's just, are there any plans for something like that? Because I think that's a real important part.
I think it's a very important part, and yes, we do. We spend a great deal of time working to educate our parents. Do not come to the schools. Each school has a safety plan. We've predetermined reunification sites and where to go. The challenge is, as parents tell me regularly, can't tell me what to do, I'm going to the school. The reality of it is, in those circumstances, that school's on a lockdown and you are not getting on that campus. We would prefer that you help us by going and sticking to the plan, just like we ask our students to, so that we can get the job done. And rest assured, as I said, we dedicate ourselves to keeping these kids safe, and we're going to do everything that we can to keep them safe. We need your help, and please don't respond to the school when we go into a code red. I mean, anything you could do to help us with that message would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Did I miss a question? Okay, sorry.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Next, we have reports from district, central region. Anyone? Everyone?
Good evening. Just a moment to load up. Let me see here. It's loading up now. Do I have the right one? Kids, great job tonight. Great job, Tara. I wanted to say that before you left. You're missing out the good fun, though, now. No. They probably have homework and stuff to do, so go. Make sure you go read. Kids, don't forget to read tonight. Hold on just a minute. I'm sorry. I'm having a little bit of, I think I keep picking up. I think we have the same title. So let me pick up our presentation because we are going to be highlighting, and I appreciate you having me here this evening. Here we go. And we're on. Good evening. Just a reminder, Valerie Haynes, I'm the proud Central Regional Superintendent, and we work very closely with all of the Village of Royal Palm Beach Elementary, Middle, and High School, the one middle and the one high school. With me tonight, we still have our team with us, Ms. Wetzel. She is our secondary instructional superintendent, and Ms. Vivian Green, our elementary superintendent, instructional superintendent that focuses on our elementary schools. So this evening, I have the opportunity to share all the great things that are happening, or that most recent highlights from the schools that serve our Village of Royal Palm Beach. So I want to say, I was truly, truly impressed with Mr. Souter tonight and his presentation and all of the great things happening at Cypress Trails. So this is probably just going to be in addition to that. They had a happy Grandparents' Day over there. Cypress Trails Elementary hosted a Grandparents' Day breakfast, and families enjoyed making a craft together also. So this means that it's a full family event. They also hosted Family Game Night. Families participated in a variety of games that promoted family involvement in using games to enhance learning at home. Moving on to H.L. Johnson. So we're going to take a trip around all of your schools, okay? So H.L. Johnson, they hosted Dads and Donuts Day. They had over 1,000 dads or male father figures attend our Dads and Donuts Day. Students completed an activity with their dad and enjoyed donuts and heard about the importance of a male role model in a child's education. This event was sponsored by the PTA and Fidelity Home Nursing Solutions. Also, H.L. Johnson Elementary School hosted a Walk to School Day. They had over 250 students and families participate in Walk to School Day. Students left Todd Robiner Park and walked 1 mile to school, where they were greeted by Jaggy. That's their school mascot, in case you weren't. Okay. Thank you to the school police for helping escort our students and making sure that they were safe during the walk. So that's another service that our school police provides to our schools. Royal Palm Beach Elementary School. They held this in collaboration with Royal Palm High School, the Start With Hello Week. This amazing initiative grew out of the Sandy Hook tragedy several years ago. It teaches students of all ages how to feel connected and included in our school family. They appreciate their support from Royal Palm Beach High School, cheerleaders, football players, and drumline, as well as the local law enforcement and fire rescue who welcomed the Bobcats to school on Monday morning. Again, with Royal Palm Beach Elementary School, they had donuts with dudes. See, at Royal Palm, they have them with dudes. They're dudes at Royal Palm. Royal Palm Beach Elementary hosted their 4th annual Donuts and Dudes on September 25th. Board member Marsha Andrews helped us welcome our families, encourage male role models to sign up to participate in the Bobcat Watch Dogs program, and served over 700 donuts. Awesome. Moving over to Crestwood Middle School, character counts. At Crestwood Middle School, character certainly does count. These students were selected by their peers as character counts recipients. Students were also surprised with a personal letter of recognition and certificate by Congressman Elsie Hastings. Start with Hello. Crestwood has launched its Start with Hello initiative. The goal of this awesome team is to help ensure that every Crestwood student feels welcomed and included. Eagle teamwork makes the dream work, as we know. And then moving on to our oldest students in our neighborhood, Royal Palm. As I look over to you.
I thought you were referring to the principal.
The oldest, right over there. Royal Palm Beach High School football players, cheerleaders, in collaboration with Royal Palm Beach Elementary School, they did visit there and participated in the Start With Hello Week. The Wildcats welcomed the younger Bobcat students to school that morning. The Start with Hello Week program brings attention to the growing epidemic of social isolation and building empathy in schools. So this shows too the vertical partnering between elementary schools and Royal Palm Beach High School. So I thought that was a model, and I've already encouraged other schools and other communities to do the same. Also at Royal Palm Beach High School, the Walkout Dancers dance team paying it forward at the Royal Palm Beach Pop Warner Youth Football League homecoming halftime show on Saturday, September 28th, 2019. And those are the highlights from the schools at the Village of Royal Palm Beach. Do you have any questions for me? Anything for me to address? I also want to make sure that I remember to include Ms. Dorleen. She is our instructional, is that what you were going to remind me? Oh, yes, no, that's coming next. Yes, yes. I have one more thing for you guys. Theomaine Dorleans, she is our instructional team leader and also supports our central region. I do want to let you know or give you a heads up about a really important visit from the Florida Department of Education. I'm trying to get to it now. My apologies. Sometimes I have happy clicking issues. I don't want to start from the beginning.
It's right there. It's on the last slide.
It is, but hang on a second. I can't. It's not allowing me to go there, but it will. Okay. So I want to have you take a peek, if you can see on your screen. There is a listening tour, and this is hosted by our Florida Department of Education, and it's for the new standards, the updated standards that they're writing on, right? And this is a public hearing where you're going to be able to provide, as public, some input in regards to the standards that they are revamping at the state level. So this is a great opportunity. We're inviting all of our families to be able to participate in that. I'm going to click on the hot link, and it will take you. Well, it should, just a minute, take you to DOE, where you can see a little bit more specifics in regards to the event. It will be at John L. Leonard High School, and it's scheduled for October 14th. And it will be the 4th stop for them. So they're stopping at all different districts throughout the state. And the 4th stop is us in Palm Beach County. And it's in regards to the executive order by our governor. Any questions in regards to that? There's a hot link right over here where you have the standards that you can actually review them.
What high school? What school is it?
John L. Leonard. John L. Leonard High School is hosting the event on October 14th. And it's scheduled to start at 5 o'clock, 5:30. 5:30 it starts. It is the, yes.
If you can't attend, we'll just interject. If you can't attend on that page there's a place where you can click and offer your input online. So it would be great to have you.
October 14th. Okay. All right. So feel free to peruse through that website with the additional information, but it's there for you, and the slide deck is staying here on the desktop, so you're welcome to hot link it back to that page. Hope to see you there. We'll be there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Does anyone else from the district, region have anything? Okay, thank you so much. All right. Chair's Initiative. You have heard some of what the Chair's initiatives are for this year by our Chief Kitzrow. I'm going to pronounce that right. That was one of the things that I really wanted to highlight for this year is school security and safety and what the district is actually implementing and doing to keep our children and staff safe in the community. So we thank you for that, and we thank you for hearing each of the schools as they come have mentioned some of the things that they're individually doing to do this thing. Hey now. Also, while I'm talking, myself and Miss Andrews did a couple of visits here. We went to Royal Palm Elementary, and we were just ecstatic with the donuts and dudes. We couldn't have anywhere to park. We were double parked. There were traffic jams, but when we got inside, the Principal Gogler and her staff had that thing working so well. There were happy faces all over the place. Kids were excited, dads were excited, and I'm going to take a point of personal privilege right now. I heard and I read over the internet that there are some people that have a problem with dad's dudes donuts and mom's muffins and all that. They feel like some kids are feeling ostracized or left out or whatever because they don't have a dad or that. I did not find any gender police at Principal Gogler's doors. Not one. Not only that, there was a lovely mom who made her own I Am Dad Today sticker and put it proudly across her chest, and her child were completely happy to be there. There were smiling faces all around. Not only that, but I learned from some of the children that one of the greatest things about this is not only having dad or parent there, they told me, I get to sit wherever I want in this cafeteria today. And that was, more than one child told me that. So this is a good thing. The kids felt empowered. They had good times. We had even kids that were like, come on, Dad, you gotta walk me to class too. And when donuts were done, once again, Principal Gogler and staff, that place emptied out, that cafeteria emptied out just as good as it filled in, and the school day began like clockwork. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful how they worked that out. Also, Miss Andrews and I went over to and did a walkthrough at Cypress Trails. I don't have to say too much about that because Principal Salter and his staff gave you a wonderful presentation. What I do want to say, because we do have district people here, I want to say thank you to the district for giving the principals and staff the autonomy to do with the money what they know their building needs. That was one of the things that the Principal Salter really made clear to us, that they were able to go over to the district. Vendors were set up for them to see things that they can use in their building, and they were able to work with their funding and they were good shoppers. They were frugal. They were working deals with these vendors and there's some lovely stuff. Those desks you can write on, I want one. And the Chromebooks and the floors were, oh my goodness. Anyway, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Any other reports? You go ahead.
On Cypress Trails Elementary, today, October 7th, was the Relay for Life, and the popcorn fundraiser. I'm sorry. On October 11th, all Pro Dads breakfast at 7 a.m. And the Safety Patrol Go Nuts Day begins that day as well, $1. October 16th is PTO meeting at 6 p.m. October 21st through the 24th is the pumpkin decorating contest. October 23rd, the book fair begins. Unity Day is that day as well, so please wear orange. On October 24th, it's Fall Picture Day, so please wear the school uniform. And October 25th, we have the Book Character Parade, which is one of my favorites. And that's upcoming for October at Cypress Trails.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay. At H.L. Johnson, there were a lot of other father figures at the Dads and Donuts event, too. We had grandmas that were filling in as dads, uncles, grandfathers, whoever was welcome to come. And it was huge. We have to split it to 2 days because there's so many people that come. Also, the biggest thing upcoming is October 17th. They're having Trunk or Treat. It's open in the community, free event. There will be food trucks, Meatheads Barbecue, PS 561, BFF French Fries, Dodo Donuts, And even Principal Mikowski is going to be doing a trunk. So there's a contest for the winner. Everyone's welcome to come and see what's going on.
All right. Thank you so much. Anyone else?
I recently attended the Remembrance Day for 9/11 at Palms West Charter. It was fantastic. That was last month. I didn't get a report on it yet. Councilman Hamera was there. Bill was there as well. They stood in front of me in their nice stance, which always makes me feel like I'm out of place. Thank you, gentlemen, for that. Anyway, it was beautiful. The kids worked very hard in a school-wide project where they put together a quilt, all hand-painted. It was amazing. It was a good day. We had breakfast. A lot of first responders came and joined us for that. They are doing a safe Halloween trick-or-treat indoors from 6 to 8 p.m. Friday, October 25th at that school. It is open to the public as well, so if anybody would like to join in, they do a very scary Halloween haunted house in the back part of the school, so if you have little ones, I would suggest to skip that. They asked me to skip it last year. My kids opted out, so it's apparently done very well. The rest of the school, they decorate all the doors. They do a decorating contest. They ask you to vote on your favorite door. So the kids are welcome to vote, and the teachers get kudos for that at the end. So.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, now we'll have our student council report. Mr. Legislator.
Good evening. As Homecoming Week is vastly approaching, Student Council is still preparing for it. Homecoming is now 3 weeks away, and we're eager to start decorating. We've also started making themes for our football games to boost the spirit morale at them. For instance, we've had neon nights, blackouts, and this upcoming Friday will be a breast cancer night. Today, October 7th, marked the National Anti-Bullying Day, and students were advised to wear blue in honor of this day. We want to remind our kids that RPBHS is a no-bully zone, and we're making kids aware of the effects of bullying in order to promote a positive school culture and create a proactive mindset on campus. Thank you.
Well, thank you. All right. Okay, do we have any statements from the public? All right, thank you so much. Do we have minutes that need to be approved? Somebody want to give a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve last month's minutes.
Okay. Moved by Member Schechter and seconded by Member Brown. All in favor? Aye. Okay, minutes have been approved. Is there any old business? Any new business? Well, then we are adjourned. Thank you very much.